This is Michael from One Sky, and this video is going to take a look at the full moon on March 20th, 2019. It's an exciting moon. It's the third supermoon in a row this year since the winter solstice. And this moon's going to be the vernal or the spring equinox in the northern hemisphere, the fall equinox in the southern hemisphere. So the full moon falls on that exact day that the period of daytime and period of nighttime are equal. It's a very important date to ancient people. This is a marker of the beginning of the cycle for a lot of cultures. A lot of ancient monuments and like stone circles and megalithic structures are kind of oriented towards where the sun rose on the vernal equinox, the northern hemisphere vernal equinox. It's a moon that signifies spring, and by indigenous North Americans it was called the full worm moon or the full sap moon, because this is about the time of year that worms start being active, leaving castings in the soil, signifying fertility and growth. It's also the time that the trees started to sap. So let's take a look at the chart, and we can see the sun here, and it's conjunct Chiron in Pisces, and it's making that opposition to a moon in Virgo. So the full moon, just to take it back a step, is always a time where the energies that are present, that are supported, are energies of manifestation. And what's being manifested is related directly to the seed that was planted at the time of the new moon. So that new moon back on, I think, March 6th was in Aquarius. It was conjunct Neptune. It was a very dreamy time for me. It was a time of a lot of depth, a lot of meaningful dreams, and a lot of truth has been shown in my own personal life since then. But the theme of this cycle, this full moon is part of a cycle, and the new moon set the theme. It set the theme like an overtone, and that overtone is one of dreams, of intuition, getting in touch with higher self. And now we see that the sun has moved into Pisces from Aquarius, where that new moon was conjoined up to Neptune, and Mercury was conjoined to Chiron. The sun is now conjoined to Chiron, and Mercury, moving retrograde, is conjoined to Neptune. So they've kind of switched places. So the theme is still really powerful. It's really activated. It's one of bringing into our sphere of experience, our intuitions, our dreams, maybe downloads, maybe insights, maybe just knowings that we can't explain. And the theme of healing, signified by the asteroid Chiron, continues. You may notice that the signs here that I'm using are a little bit different. There's this astronomically accurate uneven sign astrology called True Sidereal Astrology. So I want to shout out Athan Chimenti at Mastering the Zodiac. Thank you, brother, for everything that you've given us, and I encourage everybody to check out Mastering the Zodiac to learn more about True Sidereal Astrology. He's got some great videos over there. My little channel too, very, very humble offerings that I have you might learn something about this form of astrology. It's the reinvention of a very, very ancient form of the art. So, the sun is in Pisces, and Pisces is ruled by Neptune. So this Neptunian theme continues, and that's going to be the theme of, again, dreams, intuitions, inspirations, insights, non-linear knowings. And the moon is in Virgo. And so one of the major themes of this full moon is going to be bringing that balance of intuition, of psychic depth, of emotional intelligence, and again, that kind of non-rational, non-linear understanding into balance. That's Neptune and Pisces. We're going to be bringing it into balance with Mercury and Virgo. One, because Mercury is conjoined to Neptune, as you can see, and the other because Mercury rules Virgo, where the full moon is. So, Virgo is all about pragmatic, solution-oriented. It's very mercurial, very intellectual for an earth sign, but it is an earth sign, so it's going to be about grounding our aspirations and listening to that higher wisdom and grounding it into practical reality. So this is a great time to pay attention to any insights that have arisen over the last 2 weeks. Any maybe things that your knowings, your dreams, your just sixth sense have revealed in your life. Any kind of feelings that seem strong or recurrent that might be telling you, here's the direction to go. Those energies are really activated right now, and they're activated, again, around that sense of higher truth, that sense of what's really being asked for, that higher self, higher truth, because that new moon was in Aquarius. And that is the nature of Aquarius. And grounding that is going to be the energy that's supported here, the energy that's in alignment with the heavens is going to be grounding that, especially if it's in line with improving yourself, improving your environment, improving society, maybe even improving others, depending on your relationship to them, the position you're in, the insights and messages that you're getting around these kind of things that need to improve. I want to caution everyone from trying to improve your relationship partner too much at this time, because Venus and Mars are in a little bit of a stress dynamic. We'll get to that. I'll get to that in a couple minutes. Essentially, we're bringing the watery energies of Pisces and our deep knowing, grounding it in the practical, improving, helpful qualities of Virgo. So that's the light of the sun being reflected by that Virgo moon. And there are some other factors in this full moon. Like I mentioned, the sun is conjoined to Chiron, so there's an element of the nature of healing that's going to be present, that's going to be beaming down, radiating into the field of our experience. And we do have Mars very activated. It's making a close square to Venus. This square here to Venus in Capricorn. And we have Mars just entering Taurus. It's also making a very close trine to this Pluto-Saturn conjunction, which is sort of a heavy authoritative influence to be synced up with. So there may be feelings of stubbornness. There may be feelings of heaviness, but Mars is activated Also, and we're looking only in this chart at the very close relationships, but Mars is making a close quincunx, 150-degree relationship to Jupiter. And a quincunx is usually when two things are kind of like the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing. So maybe that Jupiterian sense of optimism, hope, moving towards our higher ideas and our best direction might be a little disconnected from that stubbornness and heaviness. Now, Mars-Venus squares are known to be passionate, spicy, strong. It's kind of like there can be a love-hate thing going on. There can really, that's what it's famous for, the Mars-Venus squares, like that love-hate relationship. So at this time, March 20th, this energy of the full moon, just be aware. Be aware of that passionate nature. And one of the things that will sort of activate that is Pluto's presence in these aspects. To Pluto, we'll see things intensified in a transformative way. But I think that's interesting. But I think what's more interesting is that all of the Earth signs, we have Virgo with the moon here, we have Capricorn with Venus here, and we have Taurus with the planet Mars just entering. All the Earth signs are activated. So that energy of grounding, the intuitions, the messages, the insights we've received over the last 2 weeks since this powerful new moon. What's really strong here and stands out for me is the earth energy, the practical, real world energy, the physical, tangible, felt experience energy of this full moon. So I think we may see, if anything, Venus in Capricorn tends to be cautious, steady, steadfast, dependable. Mars in Taurus can be, very aroused, even libidinously, sexually, but also a little stubborn at the same time. It can be driven towards pleasure. But the moon in Virgo is ultimately what this alignment, this energy on March 20th is about, and signifies the culmination of this cycle. So it's symbolic of the fruition, the fullness of this cycle. And it's really about practicality with Virgo. It's really about a pragmatic, ground level approach to what works. So I hope that the spiciness of that Venus-Mars square isn't too much for anybody, but the best way to do that is to ground that, knowing that the pragmatism, the steadiness and practicality of the earth signs is always something we can kind of slow down and feel into and just get practical. Another aspect that I notice is that the sun and the moon, which are in opposition, are T-squared up to the galactic center. And that's Sagittarius A star, the massive black hole at the center of the Milky Way galaxy, which always lends, I feel that in charts it's lending an activation and an intensity too. So it's a square aspect, so it's a good time to set goals for yourself, set some aspirations, and really take that action to bring these insights into the real world. This is about creating the change that we're inspired, that we're moved, that we're guided to create in the world. This is about grounding what we know deep in our intuitions into the routines and the structures of our daily life. So again, this whole cycle is about bringing dreams and inspirations of the nature of that higher truth of Aquarius, where the new moon was, into physical reality, into Virgo, of the full moon with this activated earth energy. It's a time to really listen to anything in the past few weeks around feelings, inspirations, any kind of downloads, dreams, signs, intuitions, knowings. It's a time to really listen to that, to trust that more so than usual. Neptune and Pisces and this intuitive, dreamy, non-logical knowing energy remain activated by the Sun and Mercury, so kind of switched places there. And the Moon and Venus and Mars in the Earth signs signifies the manifestation in the realm of the physical world, in the realm of our lived and felt experience of these higher guidances, higher knowings, and any kind of dreams or visions that we may have had. So grounding our dreams into reality, especially around Virgo's nature, which is the nature of improving, the nature of helping, the nature of perfecting. It's about pragmatism. It's about what works. It's about the details and the routines of everyday life. So with this moon on March 20th, the vernal equinox, the northern hemisphere vernal equinox, we're being under the influence of an energy that's empowered to, again, create that change that we want to see in the world, to bring that into the world of lived and felt experience, out of the ethers, out of the delirious and nebulous realm of intuition, out of the realm of higher truth and into the realm of everyday life. So I want to thank everybody for watching. I hope that you all have a beautiful new year. I hope that these lunar videos help you to live in accord with this important cycle, the cycle of new and full moons. If you have any comments, please leave them. If you have any questions, I will be happy to address them. And check out my site. It's just oneskyastrology.com. And I'll see you for my next video. Thank you for watching.